Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Good morning and welcome to the Take Your Life Back radio show. Also to be seen on YouTube as a video. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm a life coach, addiction recovery coach, an author, and the host of this show. Friends, does willpower play a role in addiction recovery? All of us tend to oversimplify concepts such as powerlessness and willpower. My friends, by now the research is clear. Addiction is a chronic brain disease, not a matter of willpower. This means that, contrary to old stereotypes, people who become addicted to drugs or alcohol are not weak, immoral, or tragically flawed. So, if addiction is a chronic brain disease and not a matter of willpower, why do we work to get it better? Isn't it pointless? Not so. Addicts start getting better when they take responsibility for their own sobriety, when they own it. If someone pushed you down into the mud, it's not your fault you're lying face down in a pile of sludge. But if you continue lying there after they walk away, believing that you're helpless to change your situation, you'll be in the mud a very long time. The same is true with addiction. It's not your fault that you have this disease, but it is your responsibility to manage the cards you've been dealt and to take steps to improve your life. As anyone who has tried to strong-arm themselves into recovery knows, and a lot of us do know this, willpower alone is rarely enough to overcome addiction. Most addicts at some point want to quit. They cut ties with drug-abusing friends. They get rid of their stash of drugs. They make heartful promises to their loved ones, and without appropriate supports in place, many, and I mean many, promptly return to their old ways. This pattern is common no matter how strong the addict's willpower is, and how strong in the past, or how intelligent and disciplined or hardworking they are now. The paradox of surrender and willingness is the true meaning. Although addiction is not caused by a lack of willpower, that doesn't mean willpower is a useless concept in recovery. In fact, willingness is central to addiction recovery. 12-step programs call on the addict in a seeming forfeiture of willpower to recognize their powerlessness over drugs and alcohol and ask for help. Paradoxically, by surrendering their will and recognizing that they don't have all the answers, addicts find the will to recover. An interesting study by Ibram Sene of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign lends scientific support to the recovery concepts of surrender and openness. He found that people who kept their minds open, will I do this, were more goal-directed and more motivated than the people who firmly declared their objective, I will do this. Having the freedom of choice seemed to create more intrinsic motivation and thus a greater likelihood of long-term abstinence than feeling obligated to take a particular course of action. When willpower is lacking, recovery requires a leap of faith, backed by the willingness to adopt and admit a problem and take responsibility for your choices along with motivation to work a program of recovery. The decision to put your recovery first requires avoiding people, places, and things that trigger your desire to use drugs. It also requires appropriate self-care. For example, my friends, eating a healthy diet, exercising, making time for sober fun, and staying in tune with your emotions. What happens when your willpower wanes and you lose interest in working your recovery program? This is where having a social support network made of family, friends, and peers in recovery, a sponsor, and others become very essential. When your motivation lacks, they will be there to remind you why you're committed to your recovery and help you stay on track. According to researchers from Florida State University, where self-control is lacking, it can be learned through therapy and other forms of treatment. Willpower isn't the way into addiction, but it is part of the way out of addiction. Of course, willpower is just part of the puzzle. Just as someone with diabetes requires medication and lifestyle changes to successfully manage their disease, you will need new coping skills, a support system, education about the disease of addiction, and new routines in order to stay clean and sober for life. Ditch the druggies. Befriend the sobies. One obvious way to quit drugs, yet often overlooked, is to stop hanging around with regular drug users. Instead, start to associate exclusively with your sober friends, at least for the first month. This is one of the most common reasons why people relapse and decided to dabble into drugs once more. Do not overlook this option, believing that you are immune to such influence, because no one is fully. If all of your friends are regular drug users, then perhaps consider finding at least one sober buddy, just one, or reconnecting with sobers from your past. Do not idle. It is very important to keep busy when you are trying to stay away from drugs. When you are bored, you start remembering your old former solutions to such which was taking drugs for the most part. Though it's this temporary solution which got you into this mess you are now in. What are your reasons to quit? If you don't have a good enough reason to quit, you lack the motivation necessary. Spend some time reading about the consequences and the side effects of the drug you are trying to quit. Also consider your personal reasons that drove you to decide that it's time to sober up. Reflect upon your life and freedom you had before your addiction. Sorry for the hesitation. I had a cat walk right by the camera. Take a bite from the cold turkey. If you have a good history of strong willpower, you can quit cold turkey most of the time. Depending on the drug, this is usually the best method of quitting. But be careful, my friends, when attempting to quit through the sheer willpower. If the challenge of quitting is too much for your will to handle and you fail, your willpower will suffer a permanent blow that is hard to recover from. Hide the goods. Another method of quitting, which also ties into willpower, is restricting your access to the drug by any means necessary or available. I don't say hide them, I say get rid of them. That's my personal thing. If you have absolutely no way to acquire the drug, you will eventually give up and let it go. This could be the artificial restriction of your willpower that allows for it. Or it might need to be actual restriction. Get rid of it. Don't hide it. Get rid of it. Do not think about drugs. Yet another method that ties in with willpower is resisting any thoughts that might pop up about the drug itself. This is very important because most of the time when people decide to come back to, let's say, drugs or alcohol, it is after they let their thoughts wander far too far down the road to the point where they consider doing it again. If you have money, consider hypertherapy. or hypnotherapy, I should say. An extreme way to end an addiction is through hypnotherapy, which will completely uproot it from your subconscious. This method is more so of last resort, for hypnotherapy is usually expensive and comes with great risk. The risk is that because you go into an altered state of consciousness where your subconsciousness is fully exposed, the hypnotherapist has full control over the rewiring of it. Number 8 is adopt a spiritual perspective. There's a great method that works wonders for ridding yourself of all addictions, and it includes broadening your perspective on life itself. It is far from conventional method, but I felt its undeniable benefits from warrant inclusions within this video. This method includes you learning the truth about our origins and the truth about reality in a way that it shakes the very core of your soul and sinks deep within your consciousness. My friends, the truth that I am talking about here is an objective truth that once you fully awaken to, you will never deny or forget it for as long as you shall live. It's called God. Support and motivation from peers. Another possible method that can be very effective if utilized the right way, depending on what type of person you are, is through the support and the motivation of other people around you. If you are planning on quitting an addiction, tell as many people closest to you as you can. Number 10 is detoxify your system. One final piece of advice that I personally can order is to detoxify your entire body. This is the best done by fasting. Detoxification will raise your vibrations and purify your entire system of all toxic buildup, depending on how long you do it for. And remember to include God in your total recovery. Call me at 844-405-HELP because we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves and be good to other people. A simple smile to a total stranger can help that stranger for the rest of their life and can even help yours. God wants to help you. May God bless you. May God bless America. And we will talk to you guys real soon here on the Take Your Life Back radio show. Don't forget to see us on YouTube as well. And we will all, here at the show, talk to you real soon. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We will be doing the show tomorrow. I will be doing a show on Christmas Day as well to keep everybody up to speed on all the happenings in the regular life itself or in the drug and alcohol life that people are living, especially during these holidays. Take good care, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, the show is over, but your life starts today. Taking back your life's the only way. Keep faith, stay positive, push through. Take back your life, it starts with you. Alcohol and drugs can't control your life. Let go of the negative and the strife. Ralf Friedrichs is the man guiding your way. The show is over, but your life starts today. Call Ralf Friedrichs at 1-844-405-HELP. That's 1-844-405-HELP. We hope you love the show today and tune in next time. Take Back Your Life Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Yeah.
And remember, everything that I just spoke about, my friends, these are all tools to help you in your recovery. These are all things to show you that willpower enough is not good enough. But it starts with willpower. But I will tell you this, out of all these things that I told you, you absolutely have to include your higher power, God, in your recovery. Willpower does help tremendously. All the other steps help tremendously. But God is the foundation, the anchor of your recovery. Take good care, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. May God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye.